Good afternoon. I'm sharing the following recollections and reflections on behalf of Melany Mathews, who is a member of the London Bahá'í community and joining us via Zoom this afternoon. Melany writes, "Today I would like to share a little something about the Rosegarden Bahá'í School. Beginning in 1980, Mark Steiner was teaching Bahá'í children's classes in London by himself in his family's home. Mark taught the children alone until I moved to London in 1986, and in 1987 began teaching the 3 to 6-year-olds while Mark taught the 7 to 12-year-olds. Before long, 6 more teachers were added, and the number of children eventually grew to 35. Soon there were too many children to continue holding the classes in the Steiner home, and the classes were moved to the Kiwanis Center. The London Bahá'í community continued to grow, and the number of classes grew to 15. The number of children attending the school eventually grew to somewhere between 80 to 100. The classes always began with a sing-along, and music became an important part of the school. Adult deepenings and a youth class took place at the Kiwanis at the same time. Many wonderful activities took place at the school during this time, several of which made it into the London Free Press, and thus the school itself became a teacher of the Bahá'í faith. Over the years, it also produced many dedicated servants of the faith, some of whom are still in London and some of whom are serving elsewhere. Rosegarden was a grassroots project that began with just one teacher and a handful of children, and over time grew to a strong and well-established school of 80 to 100 children. As you know, some years ago, the Universal House of Justice called for the decentralization of Bahá'í schools and to change the focus to establishing neighborhood children's classes. This means ending the Rosegarden School and starting again, building from the ground up and beginning again another grassroots project, only this time in neighborhoods. The Rosegarden School lives on in our memories as a special and significant stage in the history of the London Bahá'í community, a time of learning and serving that was filled with great joy and forging of lasting friendships. Our task now is to build many little rose gardens all over London so that the fragrance of God's love can spread throughout the city. If we did it once, with God's help, we can certainly do it again. I would like to quote my friend Mark Steiner, who stated that the blueprint is already there, if there are dedicated souls who could make it happen. May the spirit of Rosegarden inspire us as we go forth to build again. On a personal note, I would like to thank Melany for offering me the opportunity to share these thoughts on her behalf, as I was one of those children who attended Rosegarden Bahá'í School, and I'm currently serving as a children's class teacher here in London.